Hello everyone, this is Yakasone. Today, I'm going to be going over a new speedrunning strategy called Divine Travel. Basically, this is a technical strategy that involves using animals or structures spawned in the 0-0 chunk to give a rough estimate of the stronghold location. This strategy was discovered by Matthew Bolin with help from Closet Witch and Supercoder79. Before we dive in, I'd like to cover a few disclaimers. First, this is not going to give you the exact location of the stronghold. Depending on what you're able to find in your 0-0 chunk, you can really narrow down the stronghold location. However, this strategy does not allow you to magically portal straight into the stronghold every time. Secondly, these tactics will not even apply to every run. It's often quite rare to find the needed criteria to accurately divine travel, and in some runs, it's not even viable to visit the 0-0 chunk. Today, we're going to be covering the two main strategies for divine travel: nether fossils and 0-0 animal spawns. I'm not going to cover the technical details of how this works, as Matthew Bolin explains it far better than I can. Make sure to check the description for a link to his video. It's 15 minutes long, but well worth it if you have an interest in seed generation or technical Minecraft in general. Every method shown in this video will first require you to find the 0-0 chunk, and this is a pretty simple process that's the same whether you're in the nether or the overworld. I'd always recommend hitting F3G to show the chunk borders. Then you're going to open up your regular F3 menu, and you can either use the XYZ coordinates to find the 0-0 block, which is right here, and that will show that this chunk is the 0-0 chunk. Or you can just look at your chunk coordinates, which also show 0-0. So now you've found the 0-0 chunk. The first method that I'm going to talk about involves the nether fossil structures. And I figure I would talk about these separately because they are different slightly to the animal spawning method that I will show later in the video. Basically, what you're going to do is, once you've confirmed that the fossil is in the 0-0 chunk, and we've just done that, you next need to find the origin of the fossil. I will link a video by Closet Witch on how you can find the origins to every fossil type. It's not too difficult. There are only 14 different kinds, and they're easily recognizable patterns that can help you remember where the origins are. So I know that for this fossil, the origin is right here. So now all we need to do is take the F3 menu, and over on the right, you can see targeted block. We're looking at the first number, the X coordinate, which for the origin of this fossil structure is 12. So then we just take 12, plug it into the table, or find it on the table, and you have your optimal blind travel coordinates. So it really is as simple as that. You just gotta find the 0-0 chunk. If there is a fossil structure inside, find the origin of that fossil. Then you're gonna take the X coordinate of that fossil, or of that origin, sorry, which in this case is 12, and find the matching number on the table. Links to the tables will be in the description. I'll have one to Matthew Bolin's original table, which is a little bit more complex and in-depth, as well as my simplified table, which only covers the topics in this video. Make sure to, I would highly recommend pulling that up and having it either in the background or on a second screen while you're watching this video, as it'll help things make a lot more sense. Moving swiftly on to the second method, I put together a little slideshow of sorts to categorize the different sub-methods, I guess you could call them. I highly encourage you to pause the video. We have the optimal blind travel to the 3 closest strongholds at the top, and then also the criteria for using this sub-method. So the first method is regular animals. If you go to the 0, 0 chunk and there are animals that have spawned within and they're not rabbits, polar bears, pandas, or parrots, then you use this method and go to the blind travel coordinates in the top that are closest to you. It's pretty simple. You just go to the 0, 0 chunk. Are there animals inside? Is it any animal beside? Is it not a rabbit, a polar bear, a panda, or a parrot? Then you go to one of the coordinate pairs up in the top. Next, we have the special animals. So now we're going to talk about the rabbit, the polar bear, panda, and parrot. So you go to the 0, 0 chunk, and there are parrots there. Now this is a little bit different from the regular animals because this also gives distance to the stronghold instead of just the angle. So there's basically 2 sections, which adds an extra step to the special animals subcategory. Basically, here you go to the 0, 0 chunk, you check, okay, we've got parrots in the 0, 0 chunk. Then you got to go to the sections and say, is there 1 parrot or 2 parrots? So you can see there's 2 parrots here, which means we're going to reference section 2, which is the farther stronghold. And you can see we have the blind travels for both the first section and the second section. So once again, you go to 0, 0 chunk. Is there one of the special animals, which are rabbit, polar bear, panda, and parrot? Then you see, okay, we have special animals here. How many of them spawned? And in this example, 2 parrots spawned, so that means we're going to go to the second section. Pretty simple. Next, we have turtles. Now, turtles, because they have such a large pack spawn size, they can spawn up to 5. They actually have 4 different sections, but the process is the same. So you spawn near a beach, there's turtles. You're going to say, okay, well now we have turtles on the beach. We're going to count them. Here we have 4 turtles, which means we reference section 3. Now we're going to talk about tundra. Tundra is a little bit different, and it's the only biome that has its own subcategory. Before, we're just talking any biome that has these mobs works for this subcategory. Tundra is different. So if you're in a tundra biome and you find just a regular non-special animal, say a pig, a sheep, or a cow, then you're going to go to these blind travel coordinates instead of the coordinates for the regular animal spawns that we looked at earlier. And parallel to the previous slides, there's also a tundra special animals. So the only special animals that can spawn in the tundra are the rabbit and the polar bear. So once again, you go to 0, 0 chunk. You think, okay, I'm in a tundra. Is there any, we're going to check. Are there any animals in this chunk? So say there's rabbits. So now now you know we're in a tundra, we've got a special animal, and you're going to go to this slide or this section of the table to find your blind travel coordinates. And once again, the special animals have sections. So you're going to check. I'm in a tundra. We have rabbits here. That's a special animal. And then the third step is to check, okay, how many rabbits do we have? If you have 2 rabbits, you're going to go to the section 1 blind travel coordinates. If you have 3 rabbits, you're going to go to the section 2. And it's the same for polar bears. So let's take this image as an example. We have 2 rabbits in the 0, 0 chunk. Say I'm speedrunning. And I got to know what method to use to get the blind travel coordinates. So first we think, okay, well, am I in a tundra? The answer is no, you're not in a tundra. We're in a desert. So it's not going to be one of the tundra tables. Then we think, is this a special animal? And yes, it is a special animal. These are rabbits. So now we know, okay, it's special animal, not tundra. So then we go over here to the special animals slide, or on the document, you would just go to the special animals table. And we think, okay, we've got the right table. But wait, because it's special animals, there's 2 sections. So are we section 1 or section 2? Because there's 2 rabbits as opposed to 3, we're going to be section 1. So then right here at the top, we have our blind travel coordinates. 205, 67 is where you should build your nether portal. It's as simple as that. That's pretty much it for this video. There are a lot more methods you can use. Basically, any structure, a ravine, a cave, a ruined portal that spawns in the 0, 0 chunk can be used to some extent for divine travel. But I figured animals and bone structures, nether fossils, are probably going to be the most commonly used, and everything else is pretty niche. Once again, I'm reminding you, go check out Matthew Boland's video. He goes into super in-depth, not only into these strategies, but actually into the code, and explains what's happening and how we can deduce the stronghold location based on these external factors. I really did try and keep this video shorter than my previous one, and I succeeded to some extent, but it still took me a long time to produce, so I would really appreciate it if you would just leave a like. It costs you absolutely nothing. Just hit that like button, and if you really enjoyed, maybe you could subscribe. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you later.